Howdy. So today we are going to take our very first look at cross picking. So cross picking is simply alternate picking across the strings. It's not called cross picking because it makes you angry because you can't do it. It's simply a technique that you would use to play single notes on strings, not necessarily adjacent strings either. So you might be playing a pattern with a chord that's, say, a C chord, for example, and you would pick each note on each string with a different stroke. So I'd start with a downstroke, and then when I cross the strings, I'd actually end up doing an upstroke, a downstroke, and then an upstroke. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So as you can see, this kind of mimics the motion that we do when we're strumming. So we've got our hand kind of floating above the strings here, and we're just using a downstroke, an upstroke, a downstroke, an upstroke to cross the strings there, which were muted by my microphone cable. It's a bit of a tricky one to get right, to be honest, and it was something that I struggled with for a really, really long time, and it's something that I still practice to this day. That's no joke. I honestly work on this technique pretty much daily, and I really have to watch my right hand a lot. So in this particular lesson, what I've tried to do is keep the left hand part, whilst it's going to be fairly simple, we're going to play a little melody with that on the G string. So we're going to ascend up an E major scale up the G string. Now don't worry if you don't know what that means, but that is what we're playing. So we're going to play the first fret on the G, followed by the second fret on the G, fourth fret on the G, back to the second fret on the G, but we're going to be doing that constant picking pattern throughout on the bottom three strings. So on the G string, the B string, and the E string, which you'll see in the tab provided with this lesson. So yeah, your mission is to first of all memorize those notes and then work on that picking pattern. Obviously, I can't emphasize that enough. That is the whole point of this lesson. It's just to work on your picking. So make sure you are always doing down, up, down, up, down, up. It will give you a rock solid sense of timing. If you're trying to play it fast, if you're trying to run before you can walk, then you're going to run into some problems. So for all you speed freaks and you guys that want to play it a bit faster, I have actually included it at some different speeds. So we've got the first one, which is going to be 75 beats per minute, which is still pretty tough if you've not done this technique before, but it's a challenge. And then maybe after a week or so of doing that, you might push it to the 85 BPM. And then finally, there's another track at 90 beats per minute. Now, why isn't there such a big gap between, the 85 and the 90? Well, you'd be surprised how much of a difference that last 5 BPM makes. So don't be in a rush to get there. Get it at 75 BPM, stay at that tempo for a long time, and then when you feel like you've got it absolutely solid and your alternate picking, your cross picking technique is pretty good, then you can pump it up to 85. If you want a real challenge, then just take it that last 5 BPM up to 90 BPM. Cool. So I don't want to waffle on too much about the technique itself. I just want you to practice alternate picking across the strings, cross picking technique. All right, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.